I'm Susan Labarthe. I was in the class of '64, Arts and Sciences. I majored in medieval history. I started as a pre-med chemistry major. I was more focused on my social life than I was on academics. And there was a point at which I realized that my grades weren't going to be good enough to compete to get into medical school. The only courses I was getting good grades in, like 90s or something, were the blue book test courses, history, philosophy. But my advisor in the history department was Freddie Marcham. It was delightful, my first meeting with him. And he said to me, "I've never had a female advisee before. I'm not sure how to do this." But he was also the pre-med and pre-nursing advisor. Cornell had a nursing program at that time in New York City in association with New York Hospital. So I was about 10. I can remember being in my sixth grade classroom and just having a revelation that what I was supposed to do was medicine. Eventually, it came together with the tale of the Good Samaritan, go and do thou likewise. And it stayed with me. I accepted nursing as a reasonable second choice. So I did that. Long story short, and jumping ahead and so forth and so on, there was a terminal fatal error in my marriage. So at a certain point, I had a career in nursing and I enjoyed that, but after a while, it became clear that it wasn't enough. I began in my mid-30s exploring going back to medical school. I was working in an intensive care unit, and I went over to the medical school and I said, "What would it take for me to apply? What do I need to do? Because I know it's too long since my basic sciences." And they looked me up and down and they said, "Well, we don't even accept applications from anybody over the age of 28. So subsequently, there was a lawsuit in California about age discrimination, and if you were getting federal funds, you couldn't do that anymore. So eventually, took a leave of absence from my job to do a trial of pre-med. I had to retake all my basic sciences. And I said, if I can't get a 4.0, there's no point because I don't know, my Cornell GPA was probably below 3. And I said, okay, if I can get a 4.0 in chemistry, I'll quit my job and I'll do it full time. And I turned 50 the day of my first exam in medical school. So, it was a long journey to get there, but I knew that's what I was supposed to be doing. I practice very limited part-time as a volunteer at a free clinic. A retirement was just, who am I now? That had been my purpose for, I don't know, 70 years, right? If a door closes, another door will open. I mean, that was my experience with my advisor, which was, like pure luck. I mean, it just happened because I chose to be a history major and Freddie was there. That doesn't necessarily always happen. I've had a couple of career failures along the way. When you're in college, you're what, 18 to 22. I mean, maybe you're a little younger, maybe you're a little older, but it's a time of growing up.
Thank you so much.